family and friends. How are you? I hope you and your family are safe and happy too. Welcome to Season 2 of Aunti Oni Story Village, where everyone lives in peace and love. I'm Aunti Oni, your favorite storyteller, and I love sharing stories, poetry, and music from villages around the world. I can say hello in many languages, can you? Repeat after me and learn something new. Ni hao, makadi, guten tag, namaste, hola, bonjour, nainzio, ciao, yo manima, sawubona, tashidelek, kaya. Did you hear hello in your language? If you didn't hear Auntie say hello in your language, let me know, and I'll give it a go. Aunti Oni's Story Village is for children of all ages, so listen up. Stepped on the pin bent, and that's the way the story went. That little ditty was first recorded and written down by Zora Neale Hurston, a wonderful folklorist, anthropologist, and storyteller from Eatonville, Florida. When Zora was a little girl, her mother wanted her to be proud of who she was and to do great things. So she told little Zora to jump at the sun. And Zora did just that by writing many short stories and books about African American culture. This classic folktale I'm going to tell you is dedicated to Zora Neale Hurston. I'm going to tell it in my best Southern American accent with a few little expressions from other cultures that I hope you're going to notice. This story is based on a folktale from Biloxi, Mississippi, called Why Opossum Plays Dead. But my adaptation is called That Crawfish Delight, to give it a special meaning to our crawfish-eating friends from Louisiana and Mississippi who are listening in the Story Village. Late one night, when the moon was shining bright, Opossum ran down to the pond to catch crawfish. To his surprise, somebody had already been at the pond because all the crawfish was gone. This somebody did this every day. Opossum couldn't figure out who it was. So the next night, he hid behind a big tree, peeping to see who was eating up all the crawfish. Lo and behold, great googamooga, Kooyah, what is this? It was none other than that old low-down, crookedy-crook, bandit-eyed, greedy raccoon. Possum hollered out, "Hey, what you doing there eating up all the crawfish, you low-down, crookedy-crook, bandit-eyed, greedy raccoon, you?" Raccoon turned around like a deer in headlights, and he hollers back, "Who you think you're calling out of my name, old possum? I ain't your friend. You mind your business before I come over there and give you a good licking if you starts to try to play possum on me." You see, a possum had a bad reputation. Whenever he found himself in trouble, a possum would fall down and play dead. Then when the trouble was gone, he'd jump up and run off about his business. The raccoon knew that old possum's M.O., his mode of operating, was to always be playing possum. Yes, sir. Well, Possum didn't like Raccoon either, and they argued back and forth and back and sideways and ups and downs until they got tired of all the fussing, and finally they broke down and decided they would have a contest to see who could get to the crawfish pond first. And the one who got down by the pond first could have the right to eat up all the crawfish by his own self. With that settled, Raccoon gave Opossum a warning. "Just so you know, Opossum, I rise up early in the morning while the moon is shining, and I don't ever sleep till daylight comes. I'm what you calls nocturnal." Opossum said the same thing back to Raccoon. "Just so you know, Raccoon, I rise up early in the night while the moon is shining, I never sleeps until daylight come either. I'm nocturnal too, so there. Well, I guess they both have a lot in common, 'cause everybody sure enough know that Opossum and Raccoon both loves running around all the times of night, causing trouble, and sometimes they be up to no good. So they both turns up they tails. Good thing they wasn't no skunks. And they turn they back on each other and run off to rest up for the contest. Lickety-split, boogity, 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 boo, down into the bush they went. Raccoon lay down in the house at the bottom of a dugout in the tree. Opossum, he lays down in an empty squirrel's nest nearby, and they both slept all day long. When the sun went on down and the moon came creeping up, Opossum and Raccoons jumps up at the very same time, and they take off running. Lickety-split, boogity, 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 boo, boo, boo. They ran down to the pond, neck and neck. But wait, lo and behold, great googamooga, Kooyah, and what is this? It was none other than Mr. Man, standing in the pond with big rubber boots up to his knees. Mr. Man had a flashlight, a fish net on a handle in one hand, and holding a big bucket in the other hand. He was scooping up the crawfish out the pond. But suddenly Mr. Man turns around, 'cause he was hearing all the boogity, 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 lickety, split noise in the bush, and Mr. Man shined his flashlight into the bush. You see, Mr. Man didn't have any problem with trapping, skinning, seasoning, roasting, and eating up some good old tasty Racoon and coon. Possum, he fell down playing possum. Raccoon hid behind the big tree, trembling and sure enough terrified. Raccoon whispered to Opossum, "Psst, psst, hey, Opossum, I know you're playing possum, but hear this. You think Mr. Man gonna leave any crawfish for us? I'm hungry, ain't you?" Opossum didn't move a lick or say nothing. So it did seem like right about now was a great time for Raccoon and Opossum to be good friends, don't you think? You know, people can't hear when the animals talk now. So Mr. Man turns back around, lifts up his bucket full of crawfish, and walks out the pond and up the road. Possum jumped up back to life and took off running. Raccoon took off same way. Lickety-split, boogity, boogie, 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 boo. And they both ran neck to neck. But this time, they was holding hands as they reached the pond together. Lo and behold, great googamooga, Kooyah, and what is this? The pond was still full of crawfish. Opossum and Raccoon scooped them up and ate them down, scooped them up and ate them down, together, just like good friends ought to do, if and when they ever wants to share in that Crawfish Delight. Thanks for listening, and invite your family and friends to Aunti Oni's Story Village. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. To let me know how much you enjoy my labor of love, write a review and give me a bunch of stars on Apple iTunes. Want to see Auntie? Visit auntioni.fun. Stay safe, and I'll see you later, sweet potato. After a while, honey child.